If you're over 60, there may be a silent fire burning inside your body right now. You can't see it. You can't feel it. And yet it could be damaging your heart, weakening your brain, raising your blood sugar, increasing your risk of stroke, and accelerating the aging process every single day. I'm talking about chronic inflammation. Unlike the redness and swelling you notice after an injury, chronic inflammation works quietly in the background. It can linger for years without obvious symptoms while slowly affecting nearly every organ in your body. What makes this even more concerning is that some of the foods fueling this inflammation are foods millions of people eat every day, often believing they're healthy. In today's video, I'm going to reveal 7 common foods that may increase inflammation, worsen insulin resistance, and contribute to many of the health problems that become more common after 60. But don't worry, I'm not just going to tell you what to avoid. Later in this video, I'll also share 7 powerful anti-inflammatory foods that can help support healthy aging, protect your heart, improve metabolic health, and help you feel your best as you get older. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the end because the final food on today's list is one of the most controversial topics in nutrition, and the truth may surprise you. Before we begin, let me know in the comments. How old are you and which country are you watching from today? I love seeing our community from around the world. And if you want simple, science-based health tips designed specifically for adults over 60, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. It helps us continue creating videos like this and ensures you never miss important health information. Now let's begin with the first food. Food number 1, breakfast cereals. This surprises many people because cereal has been marketed as a healthy breakfast for decades. Colorful boxes promise whole grains, vitamins, minerals, and a great start to the day. But when you look at the nutrition label, many popular cereals are loaded with refined carbohydrates and added sugars. The problem is that these foods are digested very quickly. Within minutes, your blood sugar begins to rise. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin to move that sugar out of the bloodstream. Insulin is essential for life, but when your body is forced to release large amounts of insulin over and over again, your cells gradually become less responsive. This is called insulin resistance, one of the key drivers of inflammation, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. One of my patients, a 71-year-old retiree, believed she was eating a healthy breakfast every morning. Her breakfast consisted of a large bowl of sweetened cereal and orange juice. After switching to eggs, berries, and Greek yogurt, she noticed she felt fuller longer, had more energy, and experienced fewer cravings throughout the day. The lesson here is simple. The way you start your morning often influences how you feel for the rest of the day. If your breakfast sends your blood sugar soaring, chances are you'll be battling hunger and cravings a few hours later. Instead, focus on breakfasts rich in protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Foods like eggs, plain yogurt, nuts, berries, and steel-cut oats can help maintain more stable blood sugar levels and support better metabolic health. Now, the next food on this list may be one of the most damaging items we discuss today because it's something many people consume every single day. Food number 2, sugary drinks. If there were one dietary habit I could eliminate for most people over 60, it would be drinking sugar. Soft drinks, sweetened teas, energy drinks, flavored coffees, sports drinks, and many fruit beverages deliver large amounts of sugar in liquid form. And liquid sugar is especially problematic because it enters your bloodstream incredibly fast. There's no chewing, very little fiber, and almost nothing to slow absorption. As a result, blood sugar spikes rapidly and insulin levels surge. Over time, repeated spikes contribute to insulin resistance and chronic inflammation. But that's not all. Many sugary beverages contain significant amounts of fructose, which is processed primarily by the liver. Excess fructose can contribute to fatty liver disease, one of the fastest-growing metabolic health problems in older adults. Here's something many people don't realize. Smoothies can sometimes create a similar problem. Now, I'm not saying all smoothies are bad, but when you blend multiple pieces of fruit into a large drink, it becomes very easy to consume far more sugar than you would normally eat. Imagine eating 2 oranges, a banana, an apple, a kiwi, and a glass of orange juice in one sitting. Most people wouldn't. Yet many smoothies contain exactly that. This is why whole fruit is usually a better option. The natural structure of the fruit slows digestion and helps your body process the sugar more gradually. And if you're still watching, type healthy in the comments below. I'd love to know who's committed to protecting their health and staying strong after 60. Now let's move on to food number 3. Candy and confectionery. Gummies, jelly candies, hard candies, chewing sweets, and other sugary treats may seem harmless, but nutritionally they're little more than concentrated sugar. They contain almost no fiber, very little protein, and virtually nothing that helps you feel full. As a result, they can trigger large blood sugar spikes while doing very little to satisfy hunger. Research suggests that repeated blood sugar surges can increase oxidative stress, a process that damages cells and contributes to aging and inflammation. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming inside the body. It happens gradually, often without noticeable symptoms, but over time it can contribute to many chronic diseases. Now, enjoying a small treat occasionally is not the issue. The concern is when sugary snacks become part of your daily routine. Day after day, year after year, these repeated sugar spikes can place significant strain on your metabolic system. And the next food group combines sugar with another ingredient that can make the problem even worse. Food number 4. Donuts, pastries, muffins, cakes, and sweet baked goods. These foods create what many nutrition experts call the perfect storm. They combine refined flour, added sugar, unhealthy fats, and excess calories in a form that's easy to eat and difficult to resist. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to eat 2 or 3 donuts without thinking twice? That's because these foods are designed to be highly rewarding to the brain. They trigger pleasure centers that encourage continued eating. Unfortunately, your body pays the price. Blood sugar rises rapidly, insulin surges, calorie intake increases, and inflammatory pathways can remain activated for hours afterward. Researchers consistently find that diets high in ultra-processed baked goods are associated with obesity, cardiovascular disease, poorer metabolic health, and higher levels of inflammation. What's especially concerning is that these foods often replace healthier alternatives that could provide vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, and other protective nutrients. And coming up next, we're going to discuss one of the most addictive categories of food in the modern diet. In fact, millions of people snack on it every single day without realizing how much it may be contributing to inflammation and weight gain. Now let's continue with food number 5, ultra-processed snack foods. We're talking about potato chips, cheese puffs, flavored crackers, corn chips, and many of the packaged snacks that fill supermarket shelves. These foods are specifically engineered to be irresistible. Food scientists often refer to them as hyperpalatable foods because they contain the perfect combination of salt, fat, sugar, and refined carbohydrates to keep you coming back for more. Have you ever opened a bag of chips intending to eat just a handful, only to discover half the bag is gone before you realize it? You're not alone. These foods are designed to override many of your body's natural fullness signals. But the problem goes beyond overeating. Many ultra-processed snacks contain refined carbohydrates that are quickly converted into glucose. This can trigger blood sugar spikes similar to those caused by sugary foods. And as you've learned throughout this video, repeated blood sugar spikes can lead to insulin resistance and chronic inflammation. Even more concerning is where the excess calories often end up. Much of that energy can be stored as visceral fat, the deep abdominal fat that surrounds your organs. Unlike the fat you can pinch beneath your skin, visceral fat is metabolically active. It continuously releases inflammatory chemicals into your bloodstream, acting almost like an organ of its own. Researchers have repeatedly linked diets high in ultra-processed foods to increased inflammation, obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and a higher risk of premature death. If there's one thing to remember, it's that every time you reach for a highly processed snack, you're often replacing an opportunity to nourish your body with something far more beneficial. And now we come to food number 6, a category that remains extremely popular among older adults despite growing concerns from health experts: processed meats. This includes bacon, sausage, hot dogs, pepperoni, salami, deli meats, and other cured or smoked meat products. Many people enjoy these foods regularly without giving them a second thought. However, processed meats carry some of the strongest health warnings in modern nutrition science. The World Health Organization has classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen due to evidence linking regular consumption to colorectal cancer. That doesn't mean eating bacon once in a while will cause cancer. Health risks rarely work that way. Instead, it's the cumulative effect of years of frequent consumption that concerns researchers. Scientists believe preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites, along with compounds formed during smoking and curing, may contribute to chronic irritation and inflammation in the digestive tract. Over time, this ongoing irritation may increase the risk of disease. Large studies have also found that people who regularly consume processed meats tend to have a greater risk of developing type 2 diabetes. While the exact reasons are still being studied, experts believe a combination of preservatives, heme iron, and the overall dietary pattern associated with processed meats may play a role. Think about the foods that often accompany processed meats: white bread, buns, fries, chips, and sugary drinks. Together, these foods create a perfect environment for inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. Occasional consumption is unlikely to be a major issue, but making processed meats a daily habit may come with long-term consequences. And now we've reached the final food on today's list. The one that has sparked endless debate online and divided many nutrition experts. Food number 7. Seed oils. For years, social media has been flooded with claims that seed oils are toxic, inflammatory, and responsible for countless health problems. But when we look carefully at the highest quality scientific evidence, the picture becomes much more complicated. Studies generally do not show that moderate consumption of commonly used seed oils directly increases inflammation in healthy individuals. In fact, some research suggests that certain fats found in seed oils may be associated with improved cardiovascular health when compared with saturated fats. So why do seed oils receive so much criticism? The answer often comes down to how they're used. When oils are repeatedly heated to very high temperatures, particularly in commercial deep fryers, they can form harmful oxidation products. These compounds may contribute to inflammation when consumed regularly. In other words, the problem isn't necessarily the oil itself. It's the repeated deep frying, the ultra-processed foods, the excess calories, and the refined carbohydrates that often accompany these oils. A serving of French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, and a sugary drink is very different from using a small amount of oil to prepare vegetables at home. For most people, the greater concern should be limiting heavily processed fried foods rather than obsessing over every drop of cooking oil. And now for the good news. We've spent much of this video talking about foods that may contribute to inflammation. But healthy aging isn't simply about avoiding harmful foods. It's about filling your plate with foods that actively support your body's ability to repair, recover, and thrive. Let's talk about 7 powerful anti-inflammatory foods that deserve a place in your diet. First, extra virgin olive oil. Often considered the foundation of the Mediterranean diet, extra virgin olive oil is rich in polyphenol, natural compounds that help combat oxidative stress and inflammation. Numerous studies have linked olive oil consumption with better heart health, improved brain function, and increased longevity. Second, oily fish such as salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring. These fish are among the richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients that have consistently been shown to help reduce inflammation and support cardiovascular health. Third, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are packed with antioxidants that help protect your cells from damage. They're delicious, nutritious, and one of the most powerful fruits you can eat for healthy aging. Fourth, nuts. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and pecans provide healthy fats, fiber, protein, vitamins, and minerals. Regular nut consumption has been associated with lower rates of heart disease and improved overall health. Fifth, beans and lentils. These humble foods are nutritional powerhouses. They provide slow-digesting carbohydrates, plant protein, and large amounts of fiber that help stabilize blood sugar and support a healthy gut microbiome. Sixth, cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage. These vegetables contain unique plant compounds associated with lower inflammation and reduced cancer risk. And finally, fermented foods. Yogurt, Kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, and other fermented foods help nourish the beneficial bacteria living in your gut. This is important because your gut microbiome plays a major role in regulating inflammation, immunity, and overall health. In many ways, a healthy gut helps create a healthier body. Before we finish, I want you to remember something important. You do not need a perfect diet to improve your health. You don't need to eliminate every treat, count every calorie, or obsess over every meal. The most powerful changes are often the simplest ones. Replacing sugary drinks with water. Choosing berries instead of candy. Adding vegetables to dinner. Eating more fish, beans, nuts, and whole foods. These small choices may seem insignificant today, but over months and years they can transform your health in remarkable ways. Chronic inflammation doesn't develop overnight, and neither does good health. Both are the result of habits repeated day after day. The good news is that every meal gives you another opportunity to move in the right direction. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which food on today's list surprised you the most? And which anti-inflammatory food do you already include in your diet? Let me know in the comments below. Your experience may inspire someone else to make a positive change. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos designed to help you stay healthy, active, and independent after 60. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and remember, it's never too late to improve your health. One meal, one habit, and one day at a time. I'll see you in the next video.